The bullet grazed his ribs, not deep enough to kill, but enough to leave blood spreading across his white shirt. Jiang Tiang sat in the black SUV, jaw clenched, as his man drove through Seoul's rain-slicked streets. "Boss, the hospital." "No hospitals," Tiang said. "Take me to the clinic in Itaewon, the American one." He'd heard about the doctor there, foreign, skilled, and discreet. Dr. Zuri Akhafer was finishing notes when her clinic door chimed at 11 p.m. She looked up, ready to turn away whoever it was, when 3 men in expensive suits entered. The middle one was bleeding. Her instincts kicked in. Exam room 2, now. The injured man's eyes met hers, dark, sharp. Handsome in that hard way, all angles and intensity. "My men stay," he said in perfect English. "Your men stay in the waiting room," Zuri countered, pulling on gloves. "Unless one has a medical degree." To her surprise, he gestured for them to leave. They obeyed. Tiang studied this woman as she cut away his shirt. She was beautiful, deep brown skin, natural hair pulled back, gold hoops catching the light. But it was her fearlessness that intrigued him. Most people knew to be afraid of men like him. "Gunshot?" she asked. "Ricochet," he lied. She didn't believe him. "I should report this." "But you won't." Zuri looked up at him. "Give me one good reason why I shouldn't." "Because you're a doctor," Tiang said, "and I need help." She held his gaze, then returned to cleaning the wound. "You're lucky it's superficial," she threaded a needle. "This will hurt." "I can handle pain, doctor." Dr. Akhafer, hold still." As her hands worked, Tiang found himself captivated by her focus. She smelled like cocoa butter and antiseptic. "You're not from here," he said. "Houston, Texas, by way of Lagos. And no, I'm not looking for a Korean husband." She tied off a suture. "I get that a lot." Tiang almost smiled. "Why Seoul?" "Clean slate, fresh start." She met his eyes. "What about you, mister?" Jiang Tiang." The name meant nothing to her. In Seoul, the Jiang family name, tied to the Biko syndicate, opened doors and closed mouths. "Try not to get shot again, Mr. Jiang. My clinic isn't a trauma center." She bandaged the wound. "Keep it clean, change the dressing daily." Tiang stood. "What do I owe you?" 300,000 won, cash only, and a promise you won't bring trouble here again. He pulled out his wallet, added extra bills. "For the late hour, buy better security. Seoul isn't as safe as you think." Their fingers brushed as she took the money. Tiang felt an unexpected current run through him. Zuri pulled back as if she'd felt it too. "Good night, Mr. Jiang. Stay out of trouble." "Good night, Dr. Akhafer." He paused at the door. "Thank you." After he left, Zuri stood in the empty exam room, heart beating faster than it should. Something about Jiang Tiang's dark eyes had unsettled her. She had a feeling she'd see him again. She wasn't sure if that thought thrilled or terrified her. Probably both. Hello, family. Where are you watching from? Kindly drop it in the comments so I can send special appreciations to you. And most importantly, hit the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel. Now let's go deep into the story. 3 days later, Zuri's assistant Min Seo poked her head into the exam room. "Dr. Akhafer, you have a walk-in. Says his stitches need checking." Zuri knew who it was. "Tell him to wait." When she emerged, Tiang sat in the corner, out of place among the elderly Korean women and young students. He'd traded the bloody suit for dark jeans and a black sweater. Their eyes met. "Mr. Jiang," she said, "exam room 1. Once inside, she crossed her arms. "Shirt off." He pulled the sweater over his head. The man was built lean and muscular, several scars visible. Her stitches looked perfect. She examined them. No redness, no swelling, no infection. "Your stitches are fine," she said. "Are you sure? It feels tight." "That's healing." She stepped back. "Why are you really here?" He smiled, a real smile. "Maybe I wanted to make sure you bought that security system." "I didn't." "Why not?" "Because I don't take orders from patients, or their blood money." His smile widened. "You're the first person in years to speak to me like that." "Like what?" Like I'm just a man, not a threat. He pulled his sweater back on. It's refreshing. Zuri felt her resolve waver. Mr. Jiang, I'm a doctor, you're a patient. That's it. Understood. He moved to the door, then paused. But if I need medical attention again, may I come here? The may I got her. If you're genuinely injured, not for fake follow-ups. Deal, he extended his hand. She took it, and that electric current sparked again. You never told me why you really came to Seoul, he said. And you never told me what you do that gets you shot at, Zuri countered. We all have secrets, Mr. Jiang. Fair enough, but I'm patient, and good at solving mysteries. After he left, Min Seo appeared, worried. Dr. Akafer, that man. I recognize him from the news. I don't want to know, Zuri cut her off. Whatever he is outside doesn't matter. But she was lying to herself. Over 2 weeks, Taeyong became a regular. A split knuckle, a twisted ankle. By the third visit, Zuri stopped pretending not to expect him. What is it this time? She asked one evening. Headache. Zuri stared. You came here for a headache. You're a doctor. There's a pharmacy 2 blocks away. But then I wouldn't see you. The honesty caught her off guard. She checked his pupils. How long have you had it? 3 days, worse at night. Vision changes, nausea. No, just pain here. He touched his temples. Tension, headache, stress-related. Do you clench your jaw? Constantly. There's your answer, reduce stress. Try meditation. He laughed bitterly. Men in my position don't meditate. Then men in your position get tension headaches. Before she could say more, the front bell chimed violently. Raised voices, Min Seo's frightened Korean and a man's angry slurring. Taeyong moved instantly, his demeanor shifting. In the waiting room, a drunk man was grabbing Min Seo. Hey, Zuri shouted. Get away from her. The man turned, reaching for Zuri. Taeyong caught his wrist, twisting it. The drunk yelped, dropping to his knees. Taeyong said something in deadly Korean. The man scrambled out. After Min Seo left, Zuri cleaned Taeyong's knuckles, split open again, this time real. You didn't have to do that, she said. Yes, I did. Why? Because you shouldn't have to deal with men like that alone. We've managed before. But you shouldn't have to. Zuri finished bandaging but didn't let go. This life of yours, does it ever stop? No, Taeyong said. It just changes what it takes from you. What has it taken? He looked at their joined hands. Everything normal, everything simple, everything like this. Like what? Like sitting with a beautiful woman who sees me as just a man with a headache. Zuri should have pulled away, should have reminded him about boundaries. Taeyong, she whispered, using his given name for the first time. He stood slowly. I should go. Yes, she agreed, but neither moved. They stood barely a foot apart. I don't want to bring my world to your door, but I can't stay away. Then maybe you should try harder, she said without conviction. Yeah, maybe I should. He left, and Zuri locked the door with trembling hands. Min Seo's warning echoed. Men like him are dangerous. But some kinds of destruction felt inevitable. Zuri avoided Taeyong for 4 days. On the 5th, she worked until 9 p.m. The walk to the subway felt longer than usual. 2 blocks from the station, she heard footsteps. 3 men, drunk, speaking in slurred Korean about the foreign woman. Zuri quickened her pace. Hey, lady, one called, we help you. The closest one reached for her arm. Taeyong materialized from shadows, catching his wrist. He said something in low, dangerous Korean. The men scattered. Were you following me? Zuri demanded. Yes. That's stalking. I know, but this neighborhood isn't safe, and I needed to know you were okay. I've been taking care of myself for years. I know, but that doesn't mean you have to. He stepped closer. If you want me to leave, say it. I'll disappear from your life. She opened her mouth. The words wouldn't come. I can't. Why not? Because you're the worst thing for my carefully ordered life. You're everything I came to Seoul to avoid. But But I made kimchi jjigae last night and thought about whether you'd like it. I'm thinking about you, and I shouldn't be. His expression softened. Come home with me. What? Not like that. You're shaking. You shouldn't be alone after a scare. Tea. We'll talk, nothing else. Okay, she heard herself say. His penthouse overlooked the Han River, minimalist luxury. But there were philosophy books. A well-used kitchen. Photographs of a younger Taeyong with a woman. My mother, he said. She died when I was 15, cancer. I'm sorry. My uncle took me in, raised me in the family business. He handed her tea. The Biko Syndicate. I inherited it 5 years ago. Why tell me this? Because you deserve to know what you're getting into. And what am I getting into? Something dangerous, something that could put you at risk. His jaw clenched. Which is why I should walk away. But I can't stop thinking about you. The way you ordered my men out, the way you don't flinch, the way you look at me like I'm just a man. I don't date patients, Zuri said. I'll find another doctor. I don't date criminals. I could retire. She laughed. Don't make promises like that. Then what is real? I don't know. I came here to start over, build something stable and safe. You're the opposite. I had someone in Houston, someone who promised forever then left when things got hard. She swallowed. When you leave, and men like you always leave, it'll be because you got killed. I would never let that happen. You can't promise that. No, all I can promise is honesty, protection, and I'll never walk away by choice. That's not enough. I know, but it's all I have. He brushed a tear from her cheek. One chance, Zuri whispered. You lie, you hide things, you make decisions for me. We're done. I understand. We're taking this slow. Whatever you need. She stepped closer. Can I kiss you? Yes. He kissed her like she was precious. Soft, then deeper when she responded. When they broke apart, he rested his forehead against hers. I'm still afraid, Zuri admitted. Me too. I've faced guns without fear, but you terrify me. Good, we're both terrified. The best foundation. He kissed her forehead. Stay tonight, guest room. I don't want you going home this late. Okay, she said. Because sometimes the most dangerous thing wasn't the fall. It was having something worth holding on to. Waking in Taeyong's guest room felt surreal. Zuri found him making breakfast, perfect eggs and toast, fresh coffee. Good morning, he said softly. They ate in comfortable silence. It felt normal, safe. It wouldn't last. Taeyong's phone buzzed. His expression shifted, the gentle man replaced by the syndicate boss. I have to go, he said. My driver will take you to the clinic. Taeyong, what's wrong? He hesitated. Nothing you need to worry about, I'll call later. But he didn't call, not that day or the next. On the third day, Minseo stayed late. They were laughing when the clinic door opened. A man walked in. Expensive suit, cold eyes, flanked by 2 others. Dr. Ockeffer, he said. I'm Han Seok-jin. We need to talk about Jeong Taeyong. Every instinct screamed danger. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't insult my intelligence. He smiled coldly. You've been seen with him, that makes you interesting. Minseo backed toward the phone. Don't, Seok-jin said, and his man blocked her path. Get out of my clinic, Zuri said steadily despite her racing heart. I'm here to give advice, doctor. Jeong Taeyong is dangerous. The company he keeps suffers unfortunate accidents. Distance yourself. Is that a threat? A warning, there's a difference. His smile widened. Though if you ignore it, that becomes your choice. He left casually. Minseo locked the door, hands shaking. Dr. Ockeffer, that was Han Seok-jin, Yongpo faction. I know what they are now, Zuri said, pulling out her phone. She called Taeyong. He answered immediately. Zuri, what's wrong? A man named Han Seok-jin just left my clinic. He knows about us. He threatened. Lock the doors, don't let anyone in. I'm sending men. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Taeyong. Please, Zuri, trust me, just wait. He arrived in 15, moving through her clinic like a storm. His men secured the area while he pulled her into an exam room, checking for injuries. Did he touch you? No, just talked, but he knew. He knew about us. His jaw clenched. They've been watching, probably for weeks. Why? Because you matter to me, and in my world, that makes you a weapon. The weight hit her. This wasn't theoretical anymore. I need you to come with me, Ti-Yong said. Somewhere safe, until I handle this. Handle what? The Yangpo problem. No, Zuri stepped back. I'm not leaving my clinic. My patients need me. And you'll have it back. But right now, Seokjin knows where you work, where you live. Then tell him I'm not part of this. You became part of this when you kissed me. His voice broke. I'm sorry, I should have stayed away. Zuri's anger deflated. She saw the guilt and fear in his eyes. One night, she said. I'll stay at your place one night while you figure this out, but I'm not abandoning my life. Zuri. One night, Ti-Yong. Take it or I walk home right now. He pulled her close, pressing his lips to her forehead. One night, he agreed, but full security, no arguments. As his men escorted them to the car, Zuri caught Min Seo's worried look. I'll be back tomorrow, she promised. But looking at Ti-Yong's grim face, Zuri had a sinking feeling that tomorrow was a luxury neither could guarantee. Ti-Yong's penthouse had transformed into a fortress. Men at every entrance, security monitors, weapons everywhere. This is insane, Zuri muttered. This is necessary. Ti-Yong dismissed his men. I've called a meeting with the other families. This ends tomorrow. What ends tomorrow? The threat against you. Seokjin crossed a line. Zuri grabbed his arm. Don't do something stupid because of me. Protecting you isn't stupid. Starting a war is. There's already a war, Zuri. Has been for months. Seokjin just gave me the excuse to finish it. The casual way he said it chilled her. This was his world. Violence, strategy, wars in shadows. I don't belong here, she whispered. I know, he pulled her close. But you're here anyway, and I'm going to keep you safe. That night, Zuri couldn't sleep. She found Ti-Yong on the balcony at 2 a.m. Can't sleep either, she asked. Didn't want to wake you with my packing. She joined him. Tell me about her, your mother. He was quiet for a long time. She was a violinist, he finally said. Played in the Seoul Philharmonic. My father died when I was 8, rival faction. She tried to keep me away from this life, but my uncle said I had a legacy to uphold. You were a child. I was a Jeong. In this world, that matters more. Zuri took his hand. Do you ever wish you'd run? Every day, he looked at her. Especially now, especially knowing what I'm putting you through. I made my choice. Did you, or did I corner you by being selfish? She turned to face him. I'm a grown woman. I make my own decisions. Stop drowning in guilt. Something flickered in his eyes. You're angry. I'm terrified, but I'm also here. And if we're doing this, stop treating me like I'm fragile. You're not fragile. You're the strongest person I know. That's what scares me. But I'm not walking away. Why not? Zuri cupped his face. Because when I look at you, I don't just see the syndicate boss. I see the man who asks permission to kiss me, who makes perfect eggs, who loved his mother, who gets tension headaches because he carries too much weight. Zuri. I see you, Ti-Yong, all of you, and I'm choosing to stay. He kissed her then, desperate and tender. They stumbled inside, hands exploring, barriers falling. Guest room, he murmured. Your room, she corrected. Are you sure? Stop asking if I'm sure. I'm sure. Later, wrapped in his sheets, Zuri traced the scars on his back while he slept. His phone buzzed. A message lit the screen. Meeting confirmed. Tomorrow 3 p.m. Come alone. Zuri's blood ran cold. She recognized the number format. It matched Seokjin's man. This wasn't a meeting. It was a trap. She looked at Ti-Yong's sleeping face and felt her heart break. He'd go anyway. She knew him well enough. He'd walk into that trap to end the threat against her. And Zuri realized that loving Jeong Ti-Yong meant watching him walk toward death and being powerless to stop him. Morning came too fast. Zuri woke to find Taeyong already dressed, strapping a shoulder holster. "Don't go," she said. He turned. "You saw the message." "Hard to miss." He sat on the bed. "I have to. It's the only way." "It's a trap. You know it's a trap." "Of course. But Seokjin needs to understand that threatening you has consequences. And if he kills you first." "He won't." "You can't know that." Taeyong pulled her close. "I've been doing this since I was 15. I know how to survive." "Everyone thinks that until they don't," Zuri whispered. They held each other as morning light filled the room. Finally, Taeyong pulled back. "I need a few hours to prepare. Stay here, please." "I want to go to the clinic." "Zuri," his eyes pleaded. "Please, just today. Let me know you're safe while I handle this." The fear in his eyes stopped her arguments. "Fine, today, but tomorrow I'm going back to my life, war or no war." "Deal," he kissed her forehead. "There's food in the kitchen, try to relax." After he left, Zuri paced like a caged animal. She tried reading, couldn't focus. Tried cooking, burned the rice. Around noon, she found herself in Taeyong's study. A leather journal was tucked behind other books. She shouldn't have opened it. She opened it anyway. The entries were sparse, but one recent entry stopped her. "Met someone today, a doctor. She looked at me like I was human. Can't remember the last time someone did that." The date was 3 weeks ago, the night they met. She flipped forward. "Went back to the clinic. Told myself it was to check the stitches. We both knew I was lying. She called me on it. No one calls me on anything anymore." She made me laugh today. Actual laughter, not performance. I'd forgotten what that felt like. "I'm going to get her killed. I know this. And I can't stay away. What does that make me?" The last entry was from yesterday. She stayed. After everything, after knowing what I am, she stayed. I don't deserve this, but I'm selfish enough to try anyway. If Seokjin thinks he can use her against me, he's miscalculated. I'll end this tomorrow, whatever it takes. Zuri closed the journal with shaking hands. This man was planning to sacrifice everything for her. And she was going to let him walk into a death trap. No. She grabbed her phone, calling Minseo. "Dr. Rockefer, are you okay?" "Minseo, I need information. Everything you know about the Yongpo faction. Their headquarters, their patterns, everything." "Why, what are you?" "Please, just trust me." "My cousin works security in Gangnam. I can ask him." "Do it, and send me the address where Taeyong's meeting is today." "Dr. Rockefer, that's suicide." "Just send it, please." An hour later, armed with information, Zuri called Taeyong's second-in-command. "This is Dr. Rockefer. I need you to take me somewhere." "Ma'am, my orders are to keep you here." "Your orders are to protect me. Right now, the best way to protect me is to help me protect him. Are you going to help, or do I call a taxi?" Long silence. Then, "Where are we going?" As the car pulled away, Zuri realized she was either saving Taeyong's life or getting them both killed. Either way, she was done sitting on the sidelines. The warehouse in Gangnam looked abandoned. Broken windows, rusted doors. Taeyong's second-in-command, Kang Jae-hoon, checked his weapon. "Boss won't like this." "Boss doesn't get a vote," Zuri said, heart hammering. They'd arrived 30 minutes early. Jae-hoon positioned his men, but Zuri knew it wasn't enough. Seokjin would have tripled the numbers. "Dr. Rockefer, last chance to reconsider," Jae-hoon said. "Not happening." At 2:45 p.m., Taeyong's convoy arrived. Zuri watched from hiding as he stepped out alone, shoulders squared. Seokjin emerged with a dozen men. Even from a distance, Zuri could see his smug smile. "Jiang Taeyong, punctual as always." "Let's skip the pleasantries. You wanted a meeting, I'm here." "Where's your little doctor?" Seokjin circled him. "I expected you'd bring her." "She's none of your concern." "Oh, but she is. A man like you having a weakness is opportunity." Taeyong's voice went deadly. "Touch her, and I'll dismantle your organization piece by piece." Seokjin laughed. "Bold words for a man surrounded by my men." More men emerged from the warehouse, 20, 30, all armed. Jae-hoon cursed. It's a kill box, we need to move now. But Zuri was already moving, stepping into the open. Wait, she shouted. Every gun swiveled toward her. Taeyong's face went white. Zuri, what'll you get back? She ignored him, walking toward Seokjin with her hands visible. You want leverage? Here I am. Let him go. Seokjin's eyes lit with interest. Dr. Ockeffer, how noble and stupid. Maybe, but your issue is with Taeyong, not me, so let's talk. There's nothing to discuss. Isn't there? Zuri stopped 10 feet away. You're trying to destabilize Biko by eliminating its leader, but killing Taeyong makes him a martyr. His organization will retaliate. You'll start a war you might not win. Seokjin tilted his head. You're well informed for a doctor. I listen, and I'm offering you a better option. Which is? Let us both walk away, today, and I convince Taeyong to step down voluntarily. No war, no bloodshed. Taeyong's voice was strangled. Zuri, don't. It's a generous offer, she continued. You get what you want without risk. Seokjin studied her, then laughed. You think I want peace? I want his empire, and I'll take it over his corpse. He raised his hand. Time slowed. Zuri saw guns lifting, Taeyong reaching for his weapon, Jae-hoon's men emerging. Then she saw something else. A black van screaming into the lot, followed by 3 more. Doors burst open. Men poured out. Police, dozens of them. Nobody move. Drop your weapons. Chaos erupted. Seokjin's men scattered. Shots fired. Zuri dove behind a barrier as Taeyong rushed to her, covering her body. What did you do? He demanded. Called the police. Anonymous tip about illegal weapons. She looked up. You're not the only one who can make strategic plays. His expression cycled through shock, anger, and something like awe. Police rounded up Seokjin's men efficiently. Jae-hoon had already pulled back Taeyong's people. They'd never technically entered. But Seokjin himself was missing. He ran, Jae-hoon reported. West exit. Taeyong's jaw clenched. Then this isn't over. No, Zuri agreed. But you're alive, that's what matters. You could have been killed. He pulled her close, hands shaking. Don't ever do something like that again. Can't promise that. Zuri, you don't get to walk into death traps and expect me to just wait. That's not how this works. Despite everything, he almost smiled. You're impossible. And you're alive, so we're even. As sirens wailed, Taeyong and Zuri slipped away with Jae-hoon's team. But both knew Seokjin was still out there. And wounded animals were the most dangerous kind. They made it back to the penthouse, but the victory felt hollow. Seokjin had escaped. He'll retaliate, Taeyong said, packing while Jae-hoon coordinated security. Tonight, tomorrow, soon. Then we prepare, Zuri said. No, you're leaving Seoul. Tonight, I have a safe house in Jeju. I'm not running. Zuri, this isn't negotiable. You're right, it's not. She stood, meeting his eyes. I'm not leaving you to face this alone. You can't help with what's coming. Can't I? I'm a doctor. When your men get hurt, and they will, who's going to treat them? The hospital you don't trust. Taeyong opened his mouth to argue, but Jae-hoon's urgent voice cut through. Boss, we have a problem. The security monitors showed movement, vehicles approaching from multiple directions. Too many, too coordinated. He's coming now, Taeyong said. Jae-hoon, evacuate the building, get the civilians out. And you. I'm staying, this ends tonight. Jae-hoon nodded and left. Taeyong turned to Zuri. Please, I'm begging you, go with Jae-hoon. No. Zuri. The first explosion cut him off. The building shook, alarms screaming. Smoke began filtering through vents. South entrance, Jae-hoon's voice crackled. They've breached. Gunfire, then static. Taeyong grabbed Zuri's hand. Move, now. They ran toward the private elevator. Behind them, boots on marble, shouts in Korean. Seokjin's men were inside. The elevator doors opened. They rushed in, but before the doors closed, a figure appeared. Seokjin himself, gun raised. Going somewhere. Taeyong shoved Zuri behind him. This is between us. Let her go. No. His smile was vicious. You embarrassed me, made me look weak. There are consequences. Name your price. Money, territory, whatever you want. I want you to suffer. Seokjin's gun shifted towards Zuri, starting with her. Everything happened at once. Taeyong lunged, a shot fired, Zuri screamed. But it was Seokjin who fell, blood blooming across his shoulder. Jaehoon stood in the hallway, gun smoking. Boss, go, more coming. The elevator doors closed. As they descended, Taeyong pulled Zuri close, checking frantically for injuries. I'm okay. She grabbed his face. Taeyong, breathe, I'm okay. But he wasn't. His hands were shaking, eyes wild with fear. I almost lost you. If Jaehoon had been 1 second later. But he wasn't. I'm here, we're both here. The elevator opened to the parking garage. Jaehoon had a car waiting. Seokjin, Taeyong asked. Wounded but alive. Police are 3 minutes out, I called them. We need to go. They drove through Seoul's streets, sirens wailing. Zuri held Taeyong's hand as he made calls, coordinating his people, ensuring everyone got out. Finally, in a safe house across the city. Silence fell. It's over, Jaehoon confirmed. Seokjin's in custody. Police found enough evidence to put him away for years. Half his organization is talking. Taeyong nodded numbly. And our people? 3 injured, none critical. Dr. Okafer's colleague Minseo is treating them now. After Jaehoon left, Zuri and Taeyong sat in the empty safe house, adrenaline fatting. I can't do this anymore, Taeyong said quietly. Zuri's heart stopped. What? This life, this constant violence, putting you at risk. He turned to her, eyes red. I can't live knowing that loving you could get you killed. So what are you saying? I'm saying I'm out, I'm done. I'll dismantle Biko, cooperate with authorities, whatever it takes. His voice broke. I choose you, Zuri, I choose us. I choose a life where I don't have to watch you nearly die. Zuri pulled him close as he finally broke, tears falling for the first time since she'd known him. Okay, she whispered. Okay, we'll figure it out together. 2 years later. The community health center in Itaewon gleamed in the afternoon sun, its grand opening banner fluttering in the spring breeze. The building that once housed Zuri's small clinic had expanded, renovated with funds from what Taeyong called his penance money, assets liquidated after he'd dismantled Biko. Ready? Taeyong asked, adjusting his tie. He looked different now, softer somehow, the sharp edges worn smooth by 2 years of legitimate life. Almost. Zuri smoothed her dress, hand moving to her small baby bump. 4 months along, and they still hadn't told anyone except Minseo. The ceremony was beautiful. Local officials praised the center's mission, serving Seoul's international community with free and low-cost health care. Taeyong gave a speech about second chances that made Zuri's eyes sting with pride. This was the man she'd seen beneath the syndicate boss, finally free to exist. After the ribbon cutting, they toured the facility. 5 exam rooms, a small surgical suite, a pharmacy, even a mental health counseling center. Everything Zuri had dreamed of. Mr. Jeong, Minseo called. The first patient is here, Mrs. Kim with her daughter. Taeyong looked at Zuri. Together. She took his hand, wedding ring catching the light. Always. They'd married quietly 6 months ago. Just them, Minseo, Jaehoon, and a judge. Taeyong had cried during his vows, promising her safety, honesty, and a lifetime of boring normalcy. He'd kept every promise. The testimony he'd provided prosecutors had brought down 3 major syndicates. In exchange for immunity, he'd walked away clean. Some nights, Zuri knew he still had nightmares, but mostly, he slept peacefully beside her, one hand always finding hers in the dark. Now, watching him crouch down to talk to little Soojin about her scraped knee, Zuri saw the future they'd built from the ashes of his past. Dr. Jeong, Mrs. Kim smiled at Zuri. When are you due? Zuri's hand went to her stomach. October. We just found out it's a girl. Congratulations. Your husband must be thrilled. He was. When they'd seen the ultrasound, Taeyong had held Zuri's hand and whispered, "She'll never know violence, I promise." And Zuri believed him. Evening fell, the last patient treated, the staff going home. Zuri found Taeyong in his office, staring at a framed photo on his desk. His mother, young and beautiful, holding a violin. "She would have loved this," Zuri said softly. "Yeah," he pulled Zuri onto his lap carefully. "She would have loved you, would have told me I didn't deserve you." "You don't." "I know," he kissed her neck, "but you chose me anyway." "Worst decision of my life," she teased. "Second worst," he corrected. "First was not buying that security system." They laughed, the sound echoing in the quiet office. Outside, Seoul's lights began to glow. Somewhere out there, the world they'd left behind still existed, but it felt distant now, like a story that had happened to different people. "Ready to go home, Dr. Jiang?" Taeyong asked. Zuri stood, pulling him with her. "Always." They locked up the center together, a ritual they'd continue for years. Taeyong's hand found the small of her back, guiding her to their car. Not a black SUV, but a sensible sedan with a car seat already installed. As they drove through familiar streets toward their apartment in Hanamdong, Zuri thought about the journey that had brought them here. The blood and fear and impossible choices. The love that had grown despite every reason it shouldn't. "What are you thinking about?" Taeyong asked. "That night, you walked into my clinic bleeding. Regretting not kicking me out." "Never." She laced their fingers together. "Just thinking how sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is exactly what saves you." He brought her hand to his lips. "You saved me, Zuri. Every day you save me." "We saved each other." They pulled into their building's garage, and Taeyong helped her out with the exaggerated care he'd adopted since learning about the pregnancy. Upstairs, their apartment waited. No fortress, no armed guards, just a home filled with books and laughter and plans for a nursery. That night, as they lay in bed, Taeyong's hand on her growing belly, Zuri felt their daughter kick for the first time. "Did you feel that?" she whispered. "I felt it." His voice was thick with wonder. "She's strong like her mother. She's loved like her father." They fell asleep like that, 3 hearts beating in the darkness, building a future where love was stronger than legacy, where healing mattered more than power. Where a stubborn doctor and a reformed syndicate boss proved that second chances weren't just possible, they were worth fighting for. The end. If you enjoyed this story, kindly like, share, and subscribe to this channel.